Kristen Bell and Adam Brody's chemistry in the new rom-com Nobody Wants This is so good, you'd almost believe they're together in real life.
Rabbi,
Joanne, are you a member of this temple?
you guys do memberships? Is there a gym?
We don't work out.
Oh.
But guess who has something to say about that? Kristen's husband, Dax Shepard. Now, when it comes to Kristen's new show, Dax is surprisingly Team Noah, Adam Brody's character. Yep, even he's rooting for her character Joanne to end up with Noah.
My husband said the same thing, watching.
That's some real confidence right there. Kristen, who shares two adorable daughters, Lincoln and Delta, with Dax, plays a sex-positive podcast host named Joanne. Her character falls for a newly single rabbi named Noah, played by Adam, and together they navigate some serious family and cultural drama.
Two people could not be more opposite, and yet they meet and they have this extreme chemistry. How do they handle that?
So, let's be honest. Their chemistry on screen is fire.
Even I can acknowledge it, watching them.
Kristen admitted it's not as effortless as it looks, though. There's a math to it, she explained. Basically, two pros who know how to stare lovingly into each other's eyes, plus a healthy dose of will they, won't they tension. Easy, right?
I mean, is there a world where this works?
But here's the thing. Even with all that working for them, Kristen knows it's a gamble. Whether or not people want to see you end up with someone is a crapshoot. And we just kinda got lightning in a bottle.
She's phenomenal to work with, and there's a mood. I mean, obviously, she's very talented, and I admire her talent very much, but the mood and the energy she brings is very infectious.
The show, created by Aaron Foster, has been a hit on Netflix, and fans are already begging for a second season after that cliffhanger finale. Aaron's been teasing the idea too, saying, "We've definitely started talking about season 2, and if it happens, I want to keep the pace slow. We don't want to rush things." Oh, and Aaron also added, "I want my show to be on as long as possible." Same, Aaron, same.
As long as humans remain complex and are deciding whether or not to cohabitate with one another, there will always be room for another season.
Meanwhile, Kristen and Dax are still going strong. And let's just say Dax seems very secure in their relationship. How many husbands out there are rooting for their wife to kiss another guy on TV? Props to you, Dax. But hey, their relationship hasn't always been smooth sailing. When Kristen and Dax started dating, they weren't sleeping in a bed of roses, more like a bed of cacti. The future couple first met at a mutual friend's intimate dinner party back in 2007. Both had ended long-term relationships, and as Belle recently admitted, they didn't have an immediate connection, no sparks whatsoever. Kristen didn't even know who he was at the time, and Dax was suspicious of her and her friend's unbridled happiness. "I thought, something stinks here. They're in a cult," Shepard said. Slowly, he began to see her positive way of looking at the world and how she gives people the benefit of the doubt. The pair started dating, and things started heating up. They were fighting a lot. Belle didn't shy away from saying that their relationship was somewhat toxic at first. They would get into a fight, and she would yell something and slam the bedroom door. Then Kristen would slam the front door, get in her car, skid out the driveway, and sit around the corner in her car.
And it felt so good, and I realized how incredibly toxic it was only after he pointed it out.
They overcame this issue when Shepard put his foot down and told her she couldn't leave in the middle of a fight. 3 months into the relationship, Dax said he was not going to stay silent anymore. He was like, "No, I have more respect for myself. I love you, but I'm not going to do that my whole life." Kristen realized he was right, and she has since learned a better way to resolve conflicts, through communication. And not only do they have open communication in their relationship, they also aren't afraid to share their insights with the public. Two blonde knockouts are probably the most open Hollywood couple, frequently talking about their relationship on social media. And when we say open, we mean open.
"What are you talking about?" He goes, "Yeah, I saw a headline. Your wife said your kids walked in on you having sex." I don't even know that she told that story.
For instance, Belle listed a series of marriage tips in an Instagram post on Valentine's Day back in 2018, one of which is to remember that having a life partner is a gift. You have to show appreciation for one another. That includes acknowledging that although they love each other, they are people with normal attractions and desires. Everyone is. So, it works for the couple to openly talk about others they find attractive, rather than burying it away. He can tell me someone he finds attractive, female or male, because he pauses the Olympics on a lot of runners. said Belle. It doesn't make her feel like Shepard is going to leave her, because she's not allowing her self-esteem to be affected. I know there are people on planet Earth that are more attractive than me, and well, we're not dead. She added that while they were recently watching Friday Night Lights, they were moments away from picking up the phone and asking both Minka Kelly and Taylor Kitsch if they wanted to join their marriage. Well, that's honest. Kristen also admitted to sometimes having to schedule sex to keep the intimacy alive. Apparently, there are some times when it's on the calendar. You're like, I know you're tired, but it's been 2 weeks, so we really gotta get to it. It's clear that the Veronica Mars star likes to make light of her marriage's surface elements, but she means business when it comes to the more serious conversations they've faced. For instance, when Dax relapsed after 16 years of sobriety, or when she fell into a mid-pandemic depression. When she was feeling down, Shepard approached her frankly and said, either get up and donate money or donate your time or do something to help, and come out here and live your life in honor of the suffering that happens in the world. And when Shepard relapsed, her response was equally blunt. I looked at him and I said, okay, you come up with the new maths. She added that he gave her full privilege to call him out on things or give him drug tests, and Belle appreciates how hard he's been trying. He's proven to me that he is committed to evolving, and he loves personal growth.
And he was always this fine line of having this bad boy past but being reformed, and he always treated me really, really well.
The couple famously waited until same-sex marriage was legalized in California, but they did have their firstborn a few months before getting hitched. Aw, just look at this gorgeous pregnant couple at the Golden Globe Awards. And when California's Proposition 8 was overturned just a couple of months later, Belle reproposed to Shepard. She posted a short, sweet message on Twitter. Dax Shepard, will you marry me? So, #marriage equality, #love is love. Instead of lavish festivities, they had held a small private wedding ceremony that included just the two lovebirds, and $142 for fuel and all. Kristen wore an all-black outfit, and Dax tattooed a small bell on his ring finger. Let's hope it's not going to end like wino forever. Sorry, a bad joke. I don't like wearing jewelry, but I felt obliged to warn all the men that I'm taken, Shepard said. Is he hilarious or what? After a little over a year of marital bliss, their second baby girl was born, Delta Belle Shepard.
And was it easier the second time around?
It was not, Ellen. It was more difficult.
Not only do they try to raise their kids right, but they are also able to work together and not get divorced after, like many Hollywood couples do. Sorry, Kate Winslet and Sam Mendes. When Shepard started directing Chips, a film based on the 1970s cop drama, he turned down Belle for the role of his awful ex-wife.
Say your name, please.
Are you kidding? You want me to actually say my name? You wrote the role for me, honey. I'm your wife.
Just slate your name to this camera, please.
And you're serious.
Ma'am.
Okay.
He later revealed that she was too damn likable to play a character who tortured others. I'm glad he likes me, said Belle, but I threw down a not-so-thinly veiled threat. I can be very unlikable. Welcome to the next week of your life.
Hi, I'm Kristen Bell, reading for the part of... This is so stupid!
No, that was too much.
You know what?
Uh-huh.
I don't like the two of you. I don't like what's happening. I don't like what's developing, and I don't want to be a part of it. Okay?
She quickly proved that she had what it took to handle the role, and Shepard cast her. And the following year, Belle returned the favor with her NBC comedy, The Good Place. Her hubby made a cameo appearance as a demon that hit on Belle's character, Eleanor. Apart from starring together, Shepard also interviewed Belle on his podcast, Armchair Expert. In the inaugural episode, Dax invited his partner on as his first guest.
First of all, when he said he was going to have a podcast in the garage, I was like, honey, that's so cute. Having a garage podcast, like everyone's doing that, so cute. And then cut to, it's like one of the biggest podcasts like in the world now.
For an hour, they talked about their upbringings, their moral philosophies, and their relationship. Okay, could they be any more open and honest? When discussing how different they are, Belle explained that she grew up as a strict rule follower and saw the world in black and white before she met Shepard. You're taught that there is good and evil, and I just don't believe that anymore, said Belle. When there is happiness, I don't run from it. Maintaining open lines of communication is the recipe for relationship success, but Belle and Shepard take it up a notch by adding vulnerability into the mix. Vulnerability always begets connection and intimacy, Belle wrote in that same Valentine's Day post, emphasizing the importance of building your emotional intelligence. Belle and Shepard have also been open about going to therapy, saying that bringing in a third party can help a relationship thrive. There may be something that really hurt your feelings that you're scared to bring up. Go talk about it with a therapist who can mediate. You'll walk out of the room feeling like you're on the same team. The couple believes therapy is not something to be embarrassed about. It can help you take responsibility when you are wrong and see that disagreeing with your partner doesn't mean dismissing their feelings. Belle's constantly working on being empathetic during arguments as well. They don't have a conventional perfect relationship, and Kristen prefers that. Many people turn to celebrities who they think are the perfect couple for advice. But Belle thinks that all the imperfections are really what makes a relationship great. We have a perfect relationship because we both aren't afraid to admit that we're not perfect. It's so incredibly freeing. Sadly, some people are not ready yet for this kind of honesty. Recently, the actor had to hit back at a fan who questioned whether she and her husband even like each other. In a comment, an Instagram user suggested there was an issue in the couple's marriage, criticizing news articles where the pair were candid about their ups and downs. Belle was classy with her response, saying, "You can't always be in control or right. We adore each other. We just try to always be honest about how marriage or companionship in any form is hard sometimes." The Bad Mom star added, "You gotta work hard to love yourself and love other humans. XO.